A very good morning to all the children. Today we are going to proceed further with the class 12th Political Science chapter 3rd, last part number 4. In this part I am going to discuss about the major outcomes of the plant development. What are the major outcomes? Whatsoever target were set up for the planning, for the development, then planning was done. Accordingly, what were the outcomes? Like in planning sector, we have studied about the different plannings, 5-year plans and others. Right now, we have to conclude with both positive and negative points. What have been done accordingly, and we have to see that major outcome of the plant development were that what were the foundations. We can categorize it into 3 categories. Okay, foundations. What were the foundations? There were land reforms, revolutions, land reforms, revolutions, and food crisis. Yes, children, there are some in box on based upon these examples. You have to read these examples from there. I will just tell you something about them. Land reforms and revolutions. And for that, whatsoever, when we have planned this, right, so their major outcome was that let us go back somewhere. When we started this chapter, and we said that in according to our first chapter, India had to face major 3 challenges for the development. Major 3 challenges of development. Hopefully you know that if we are in front of each other, I'll ask from you. Now I have to tell from myself that we have major challenges that were nation building. What were the first challenge? That was to get the Indian diversities united. I mean to say, challenge of unity was there. That how Indians can be get united. Okay, how Indians can be get united, that challenge was also there accordingly. And then second challenge was there, based upon the accommodation of that diversities, we have to give democratic ideas, democratic spirit to each and every citizen of the country. I mean to say, establishment of the democracy. Then third one, very very important, that is economic development. Not only simply development, we have to make economic development in the terms of money, per capita income, GDP, national income, outcome, production has to be increased. While compiling all these 3 challenges, India has to make planning, and India has planned. Accordingly, we have read about our first 5-year plan, second 5-year plan. Then for your knowledge, I have told you that all these 12 5-year plans are there. In your geography book also, we'll study there also. But after this 12th 5-year plan, that was stopped, and it was somewhat, we can say, modified on the name of Niti Aayog. Right? Niti Aayog, that is also planning like that. The major difference is that Niti Aayog is that way planning is there, members are there, set up by the planning commission. But the difference is that Niti Aayog is only planning for the one coming year, not for 5 years. Right? That also we will study here also. So then we talk about that major challenges, that were these, and these we have tried to overcome one by one. If we take it, here we have taken the idea of economic development, how it can be developed. From first chapter, I'm correlating this with that. What was the challenge? How we can attain our economic development that is based upon plant development. So, what were the foundations that are the outcome of our plant development? उसमें से क्या उभर के बाहर आया था? तो that was very first that India or Indian government have launched mega projects, right? Like for a first 5-year plan, we have studied about agriculture, agrarian country India, and in second 5-year plan, we have studied about industry. When we talk about industry and agricultural, both industry and agriculture go hand by hand, cannot be separated because both are interlinked. Because as usually I use to tell this thing, that whatsoever raw material is produced in agriculture, that is used in industry, and whatsoever production of the industry, tools and different machinery is produced in the industrial sector, that is used in agrarian agriculture sector. Tool means of this different type of plowing, seedling and harvesters, tractors, combines, threshers, all these are used in agriculture. I mean to say both are going hand in hand, cannot be separated. So that's why if these cannot be separated, so during the result of this, there were mega projects were launched in our planned economic development. In our planned economic development, mega project Bhakra Nangal Dam, right? Bhakra Nangal multi-purpose river project that is on Satluj river and located on the border area of Himachal and Punjab. We have studied for it in 10th class also. Then Hirakund Dam, that is on Mahanadi, right, near this eastern side of India. And when we talk about in the second 5-year plan, there are many heavy industries were set up for like iron and steel industries, oil refineries, manufacturing units, defense production, railway, means of transport and communication. Such type of industries were established during this second 5-year plans, and we have correlated the both the agriculture as well as the industrial sector of our economy. And there are when these things were going on, at the simultaneously these farmers, when yesterday we discussed in the controversies, these farmers were not very much happy when it turned into industrial sector, right? Then there was the issue of private and public sector. Government has to adjust all these problems, all these controversies. So at that time that is given on your book, government campaign reaches to the village. How the government campaign reaches to the village? At that time, government have started making some posters that show the importance of agricultural farmers, teammates, right? Such type of people के जो importance थी, that those posters used to depict, like there is a one woman having one hand some straw of wheat and sickle in her hand, that is labeled here and there all the village areas, so that they can realize that their importance is being recognized by the government, because they are the most important part of our population, most important contributor to our GDP. So there are 2-3 more examples, right? You have to read from your book, page number 58. Then keeping it in mind, there were land reforms. Okay, in this term, we will talk about land reforms. As we know, you are aware that whatsoever land reforms have been done or implemented in India, that idea we have taken from Japan and Germany, right? They whatsoever development they have made, whatsoever economic growth they have made, that is based upon their land reforms. And Indian Planning Commission also felt like that okay, if we want to make development, economic development, land reforms are must. For example, there was consolidation of land, redistribution of the land, and there is a equal distribution of land among the tenants. Tenants were the farmers, those who don't have their own land. They used to cultivate a piece of land from others and take share 60-40 or 70-30. So such tenants were given land, allotted some land by the government policies. Right? Here and there consolidation of land was done because one person have land in different areas. When he has to maintain, sow the seeds, or while the time of harvesting it takes a lot of energy, money and time. To avoid that, to make its optimum use, government have started this consolidation of land. In our local language it is called chakbandi. For example, any farmer has land, some land in Ratanpura, some in Chotala, some in Nagrana, and you see that how many times he has to go there. If the whole land is on one place, he will just visit one time. Ultimately it will save energy, money, time, all these things. So for keeping this purpose in mind, government implemented this consolidation of land, and some type of taxes and revenue that was earlier there during the time of British colonial period, that was also revised. Those policies were also revised, right? Like in simple way हम उसको ठेके पे लेना बोलते हैं. तो in the beginning that Mahalwari system or permanent settlement you have studied in your 8th class also, तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग इन लोगों को साल के शुरू में बहुत सारा मनी देना पड़ता था. आफ्टर दैट within the year, whatsoever may be the crop, that doesn't matter. The owner takes all the money well in advance. There may be failure of crop due to drought, flood, rain, or any other natural calamity, or maybe any trouble in the family due to any disease like an epidemic nowadays. Epidemics are there. We are not able to produce better outcome everywhere, right? Nowhere we are able to produce better outcome. Exactly it is being affected, and all these terms were done there under the heading of land reform just after independence on the name of land development, that is our economic development. Then at that time one more thing was there, that was food crisis. Food crisis. We know that when supply of food is got reduced and prices are going higher and higher, and the condition comes, it happens sometime that at the higher prices there is no availability of food items. There is no availability of food items. So that is food crisis. Once again it may be due to natural causes, natural calamities, like in Bihar. There was an epidemic right during 1960s. That condition was very bad due to one thing is that there was a over extension of the population, and at that period country has to face 2 wars and foreign exchange crisis also during that time, one from Pakistan and one from China. That also we'll study in our next 6th chapter. And when we talk about this food crisis in Bihar, it was really very bad, worse condition. So even in the calories dropped from 2200 per capita day to only 1200, right? What's our calories we are consuming, that's approximately 50% reduced, because there is no availability. If availability is there, prices are very high. one time came like that, even at high prices there is no availability of food. From where the people will get that? Right? If there is no food, even they are ready to pay high prices, then also availability of food is not there. So in such situation there was food crisis. When we talk about the foundation of our this plant development, then there are different type of revolutions also. Revolutions, I would like to take the name of Green Revolution. White Revolution. Right? Green Revolution was its major target to produce maximum rice and wheat for its optimum utility. Maximum whatsoever we can produce, that is to be produced. At that time, slogan of self-sufficiency in food was given. Right? That was our major target. We have to make because this was also issue of controversy during that first 5-year plan, and second, when first 5-year plan, within 5 year all the things getting settled and just it switch over to the industrial sector. At that time also critics and some these revolutionaries, some very VIP persons who consider about the GDP per capita income, they thought that जैसे हम सिंपल बोलते हैं कि अभी तो गाड़ी लाइन पे आई थी, अभी लाइन चेंज कर दी, तो दे आर नॉट एबल टू गिव देयर मैक्सिमम यूटिलिटी प्रोसेस ओवर देयर. तो कीपिंग इन माइंड दैट सेल्फ सफिशिएंसी 1950s and 60s, this green revolution was launched. Its major target was to increase the production of wheat and rice, and major states were Punjab, Haryana, UP, etc. Right? So in this way, simultaneously there was white revolution was also there to make the maximum production of milk. Right? Maximum production of milk. And when we talk about this milk, I would like to take the name of cooperative dairy farming. That was also very much given importance. Right? And there is one different type of cooperatives were set up. Cooperatives were set up like Amul dairy product in Rajasthan. We have Sars, Verka in Gujarat. There is this one Anand Town Amul. Anand Town में Amul था, Verka था, Sars था, Mother Dairy है. You know, all these will come in the category of cooperative white revolution. Right? Here I would like to take the name of Vershie Kurien. Right? Vergshe Kurien, who was known as the milkman of India. Nickname was milkman of India. Why? Because he played a very crucial role to make this field successful, very successful in the field of maximum production of milk. Butter, you have heard about the utterly butterly butter, na? So that was also there. All the milk products were prepared under that supervision, and they are provided to the population of India on appropriate rates, and quality wise it is branded. Right? We usually say that at least it is somewhat tested. We have full faith in such type of marka products, so that these products are not harmful for our health. We have to be very much careful regarding these things when we are using. So in this way, conclusion is that in this way we have concluded conclusion of the chapter. Mean to say there are major developments have been made. Major developments have been made in agriculture, industry, and this cooperative societies. Land reforms are there, and we can say different to overcome the food crisis, and such type of planning has been developed here. And for its later developments, we'll study in our chapter number 6 Okay, when after the death of 1964, death of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, our political system into say whole in the center government, Srimati Indira Gandhi is there. How she handled all these things for the future, for the further development programs, and here we are concerned about the state-led economic development is not sufficient, it should be centralized. That is also very good conclusion and outcome of our this chapter, that state-led developments are not sufficient, with the center government has to take some major steps for that, and for that to gain public faith, that is also very very important. Whatsoever programs, policies are launched by a government, that public should have faith in them, only then public will work on such type of programs and government can get achieve its targets. And when government get achieve its targets with the help of common citizen, common population, ultimately development would be there. So when these policy makers, they should reduce the importance of state in India's economy from in 1980s onward. So that is also a big story regarding that 1980s onward, right? In your previous classes you have studied about 73rd amendment 1992, when there was decentralization, how it came closer to the citizens at local level with the invention of the third tier of the government. Okay students, take care, revise it, don't forget to maintain your notebook regarding these notes. Bye, take care, stay home, stay safe, don't take any type of risk.